like John Morant. Need a triple-double. Told him check the stats. Yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball. Now I never fumble. I'm the MVP. Now I feel like Russell. Feel like John Morant. Need a triple-double. Told him check the stats. Yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball. Now I never fumble. I'm the MVP. Now I feel like Russell. Yeah, I need it now. Told him on the lay. I've been moving, dog. Yeah, I'm on the way. I don't hear the talk. Don't care what they say. I don't got no patience. I can't ever wait. I've been trying to get it. Running up all these digits. And I've been in the gym. I've been up doing minutes. I just put in that work. Told them it's strictly business. And I see through the face. They all just burning bridges. Feel like John Morant. Need a triple-double. Told him check the stats. Yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball. Now I never fumble. I'm the MVP. Now I feel like Russell. Feel like John Morant. Need a triple-double. Told him check the stats. Yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball. Now I never fumble. I'm the MVP. Now I feel like Russell. Yeah, they don't want it, dog, like I want it, dog. Yeah, they say they want it, then they took the summer off. I've been going down the list, checking numbers off. I was checking on your numbers, told them something's off. I was at the bottom, now you know I'm climbing. Now they sending deals, they know I ain't signing. They been trying to sell it, they know I ain't buying. When they send a text, dog, I ain't replying. Feel like John Morant, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Feel like John Morant, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell.
Yeah, head up in the clouds, dog, they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test, now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threats, don't know what is into me. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close. I've been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up for my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose, and I'm still right. Still right, I swear that I'm working them up till like midnight. It's real life, I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose and I'm coming right inside. I'm in mine, yeah.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like, yeah, you about to see me on demand like, you know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go, yeah, at the top top of the class on a roll, hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah. On a roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, hey, on a roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah. On a roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go. On a roll, here we go, here we go.
What is going on with that lower third down there? Check out FrankieCandlesTrading.com. But what is going on, everybody? Welcome back. Get out of here. Get out of here. Come on. There we go. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on the Frankie Candles YouTube channel. And guys, the money flow never lies. Shout out to Crypto Face. Where's Face at? Shout out to the money flow. As you guys know, we have been looking for a potential breakdown here on Bitcoin. Now, we weren't calling for it 100%. As you guys know, that's not how the charts work. But as you know, that money flow in the higher time frames was coming to the downside, making us anticipate a potential pull to the downside to some very key levels. If you guys saw my market update earlier yesterday, you will have had those, or if you turn into the live streams, you will have had those levels marked out on your chart, and we may or may not be sitting right at those levels right now. So I want to talk about the price action on Bitcoin. Where are those next key levels in case this dump continues? Is Bitcoin dead? Are we going to get the dump? Is the bull market over? What the heck is going on? I'm going to talk about it in tonight's live stream, guys. We're covering the key levels. I want to talk about the open trades that I have right now. We'll talk about the short from the POC. I have taken profit on that, and I am also in a tiny little degenerate scalp long that I don't recommend anybody follow, as this is never financial advice. I'm not a financial professional. I'm just a degenerate on the internet. But we're going to cover those trades as well, and hopefully I could give the Mafia a little bit more of a clear view of where price is going next, like we did in the market update yesterday. So let's go ahead and jump on into the charts. But before we do that, guys, don't forget to smash that like button. And every 100 likes we get will give you guys some extra chances to win some free crypto. The more likes, the more free crypto. And if we get 850 likes on tonight's live stream, I will give away a Frankie Candles hat and $100 of XRP on top of that to one lucky CandleMafia member. That is, that one CandleMafia member will get the hat and the XRP. So, smash that like button if you find value in this content. And let's go. Frankie with hat. Shout out to K-Bus. But thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate every single one of you guys for hanging out with us tonight to do some TA on this crazy thing they call Bitcoin and some of the lunatic altcoins as well. So before we jump into it, let's shout out to Mafia. We got DMB Smurf in the chat, guys. Don't forget to show some love to the mods in chat, as Darren Does Things was saying earlier. Shout out to Darren Does Things while we're at it. What is going on? Thank you for tuning in, Darren. I appreciate everything you do in the premium Discord and here on the YouTube channel as a modded non-mod? I don't know. It's kind of weird, but shout out to Darren Does Things. Shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob. What is going on, brother? Salute to you, my man. We got Creighton C in the chat. Dave, Dave Digital. Is Dave here? We can't start without Dave. Shout out to Dave Digital. Show yourself if you're in the chat, brother. We got John Bucci, Mike Vito, my paisan. What is going on, brother? We got Elite Ways EZ says much love to you all. Hashtag bull. Bulls, that is. I couldn't read that. I thought that said something else. Shout out to Elite Ways EZ. Hashtag CandleMafia for life. Let's go. Guys, we told Crypto Face in the chat last night. Face came by, and I literally said, Face, if we dump from here, if we get the move down, I am going to literally do an entire stream about money flow. And here we are with the dump that has come in. And with that being said, guys, the money flow very, very rarely lies. But, also with that being said, WTBS. That's right. WTBS, we got a lot to look at on the chart. So without further ado, let's go ahead and smash that like button and jump on into the charts. Let's get into it. So here we are, guys, on the bare bones on the bare bones Bitcoin chart, and obviously we have gotten a little bit of a push to the downside. We have lost our major range that we were trading in, and this could potentially be the first sign of weakness in order to continue a move back to lower prices, potentially targeting some of our lower levels, which I will cover in this live stream. So let's see. Shout out to the chat. I don't know why I can't. Is Dave Digital here? Dave? Bueller? Dave? I feel weird starting the show without Dave, guys. But in all realness, obviously we have lost this major range, and we have gotten that move to the downside as we were potentially anticipating that based off money flow here on some of the higher time frames. I mean, even the 8-hour money flow wound up giving you was kind of the start of that breakdown. However, that is not what we were looking at. What we were looking at was the daily money flow, and we've literally covered this on every single live stream almost for the past 2 months. I would say for the past 30 days, we've actually been talking about that money flow coming out because obviously we have had that money flow coming out over time where we have a high here and then a lower high right here as the money flow continues out. However, once we wound up seeing the second wave start to come down, this was kind of the double. That was kind of like the extra confirmation that indeed this money flow is coming out. And we know, although we're in that part of the market where fake outs to the downside are likely, and we will talk about that in just a minute, although we knew that fake out to the downside may be likely, we knew that, we have to trade the charts in front of us, and simply this money flow is binarily, I've lately been saying binarily, black or white, yes or no, one or two. Binarily, this is bearish money flow on the daily time frame, and if we got that crossover into the red, it would likely continue. It would likely mean that we were going to get this little bounce to the upside to be a lackluster pump. Should sound familiar. I purposely say this in the same inflection, hoping it triggers that memory in people's brains. This money flow coming out was part of the reason why I took my short from the POC of this range, which I will pull up in just a second. But this is what was making me look for an entry here. As you guys know, I do not like to trade the middle of a range, as the higher probability trades or higher probability shorts are to be had at the value area high, and the higher probability longs are to be had at the value area low. So you might be asking yourself, and I talked about this yesterday, Frankie, why were you interested in shorting this POC when you never really trade the middle of the range? And that is simply because our money flow was coming out, and we know that if money flow comes out and crosses into the red, we know that'll likely give us a longer-term trend to the downside. That was key number one. Key number two, was the fact that we had this local Fibonacci golden pocket retracement, and we know that if the money flow crossed into the red and it did give us a downtrend, we would need a lower high to continue that downtrend, and we know that the lower highs very often come in at the golden pocket 786 retracement, which is why I was willing to take that short position, which I can pull up. I'll just pull it up on the chart here. Obviously, pretty nice entry here. Shout out to the kitchen or the premium Discord. If you guys want to check out the premium Discord, you can check the links in the description down below, and shout out to that random lower third that popped up before. It was supposed to be controllable by me, but if you go to FrankieCandlesTrading.com, guys, if you want to sign up for any of our exchange affiliates to get those free bonus funds to take some risk-free trades, or some of them give you discounts on your fees, or you want to get a Frankie Candles hat, any of the merch, everything lives on FrankieCandlesTrading.com. You can even get into the premium Discord from there. So just go to FrankieCandlesTrading.com and you can check out all our deals on that page. But as you know, the two reasons money flow coming out made it more likely for this to break to the downside. So on this green dot on the daily, and the reason I break this down, guys, is not to show that, ooh, we were right, look at us. It's to hopefully click in your in someone's brains out there that, okay, there was something that we were looking at here. And on this green dot with money flow coming out, what do we anticipate? Sure, a bounce to the upside. However, with the money flow coming out, we would anticipate this to be a lackluster bounce because the green and red dots indicate the noise in the market, not the trend. And that green dot would give us a lackluster bounce to the upside or some noise to come in and tap these key levels. And then as money flow continued out, it would likely give us a break of the trend, a breakdown below these lows, and a continuation of the downtrend. And this is literally move for move exactly what we saw happen. So, and again, like, this is not because I'm a wizard. It's not because I'm a genius or an algorithm genius or I'm really good at math or anything like that, guys. I'm a normal person, and we were able to predict this stuff by using the TA that we teach for free every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it's nice to see that play out right down to the key levels we were talking about yesterday, and that brings me kind of to the next part of the stream, guys. This is how we wound up here, but now the next question is, where can we go from here? And as we lose this major range, the question is, what is down below, how strong are the levels, and what is the likelihood of getting a strong bounce from where we're at right now. So the context that I'm looking at in the market, or the context that I'm looking at the market in right now, simply has to do with two volume profiles. And I know I've been showing this a lot. We have this upper range, which we have now decisively lost to the downside. And now we also, if I hide that upper range, we have this lower range down below, which we are now sitting at, right? And this was another thing that made me comfortable taking this short position up here, because not only were we coming up to the naked point of control, the POC of this range on top of everything else I just said, and we even walked you guys, I walked you guys through this kind of live. I walked with the premium Discord, like handheld that trade setup with the premium Discord, but we went over it on the live stream. But another reason why I was comfortable taking a short here is because if we ignore the upper range and we just looked at that price action in terms of the lower range, what did we have, right? I'm going to go into bar replay mode really quickly just to kind of give you guys an idea, right? We deviated above this volume profile, created a new range up here, right? And then once we lost this range, I don't know why that profile won't, oh, it's because we're in bar replay mode. But once we wound up losing or coming back down out of this range here, go ahead and hide this, bring the lower range up. At the same time, guys, we were simply deviating above this value area high, which is where we like to look for short positions. So I kind of used the bearish sentiment with the money flow coming out and the test of that POC kind of being the kiss of death, with the confluence of, hey, we're also just like on the lower range deviating above the volume profile. And if I were just looking at this profile, we came down, tapped the POC, and now we're deviating from the value area high. This is where we want to look for shorts. And in anticipation of breaking back down into the range, being unable to get back above, and then coming back down to what? Shout out to Creighton C, the POC, and the value area low of the range. And simply put, obviously, we're in bar replay mode, but obviously that is almost exactly, or it is exactly what we saw play out. But we didn't even really hang out at the POC for too long. But you could see we actually did wind up interacting with it. These levels are indeed respected, even if it looks like it melted through it on a higher time frame. These levels are interacted with. They are derived from volume. These are not just random magical lines that I'm drawing. They're actually derived from where there is interest in trading the asset. So that is why they are so reliable. And let me come out of bar replay mode here. And that's simply why they're so reliable. And that brings me to our next part of the stream, which is where the heck are we going next? And to be honest with you guys, just to be clear, that is the context that I'm looking at in the market, right? Deviation above the high, back into the range, bearish retest, POC, value area low, as we expect. And now we are simply sitting at this key level of support, which is the value area low of that lower range. And a lot of people might be like, Frankie, where the heck are you pulling these fixed range volume profiles from? Where are you getting these magic ranges? I don't see any price action here. This is pulled from the top of the bull market from back here in 2021. So just so you guys can see, these are not random levels. These are actually derived from physical volume profiles. And that is why they're respected so much, right? I like to think it's because I'm magical. And, some people say we have a crystal ball, and I'm not saying that we don't have a crystal ball, but maybe the volume profiles are that crystal ball. As we sit here, guys, this is key support. And all throughout these live streams over the past week, we've been talking about the potential possibility. Here we are once again, every single live stream. This is tradition to turn these off, save it as default, and then tomorrow I'll have to do it again for some reason. As we look here, guys, the plan was, right, if we break down below the range, we are going to use this volume profile as context, which obviously we've lost that POC and come to the value area low. And at this point, this is typically where we like to look for long positions. And to be quite honest, guys, if this money flow on the daily is going to continue out on the lower time frames, shout out to Jenny, says it's the Frankie Candles Essentials indicator on TradingView. I thought you were asking, is your Frankie Candles Essentials indicator on TradingView, but I misread that. I was going to answer that really quick. But, as we sit here, guys, this is typically where we like to look for longs, but you have to be careful. And like I said, I am in a scalp long right now, and I will show the trades in just a second. But, if we have this money flow continue into the red, guys, we have to anticipate a potential bigger drop to the downside. And this is kind of what I was looking at on the market update earlier. And, and we've been looking at this on almost every single live stream we've done so far this week and for the past couple of weeks. But this little value area low is supported by there was a daily naked point of control down here as well, which may be why we're getting the bounce. We also have this little high volume node right here, which is pretty nice to see. However, this is not a significant level of support in my opinion. Obviously, it is a value area low, so it does make it a scalpable level. However, really, when you're looking at the grand scheme of the volume, really more of our volume is all the way down here at about 51 to 52K. And this is is kind of the next major level of support. And again, this is nothing new. We've been looking at this for quite some time. But there is actually some nice confluence here. And if you take a look at the MPOCs, or the naked points of controls, we do have a monthly naked point of control sitting right here at $51,727. And this would be a big level of support in my opinion. And then we also have a daily naked point of control that we do not want to ignore, sitting at about $53,612. And obviously, guys, we have this little volume profile from back when we were kind of consolidating in here. And if we were to come down and visit this level, I will be using this range. I know it looks small on the daily, but I will be using that range to potentially use it as context as we come down into that level, right? So, obviously, basically what I would do here is I would extrapolate these levels to the right, draw it out as a range, and then as price was coming down on the lower time frames, I would expect those levels to get respected. But all in all, guys, if that money flow continues out, this could be the trajectory of price action over the next few days. But again, I'm going to get into some more key levels here to the upside, but again, we have to understand, and we were talking about the money flow coming out, all over these past few weeks, and we wound up seeing it play out. Now, again, I don't want anyone thinking that like any indicator is 100% accurate 100% of the time, right? But more often than not, when the money flow crosses into the red, it indicates a downtrend to continue. So we have to trade the charts in front of us, and if the money flow continues down, these are simply going to be the next key levels. And to be quite honest, it could be a pretty aggressive drop down there due to the low volume gap just below right here. Now you might be thinking to yourself, okay, well, that's the bearish case, Frankie. If the money flow gets back to the goes back deep into the red, and we get that bigger move down to this key level, obviously that's going to be important to pay attention to. And before I talk about the bullish case, let me kind of. I don't want to scare anybody, but let me get into a little bit more of, the lower levels, which, again, we have covered here on the live stream so many times. But if we lose, that $50,000 to $49,000 level, if we really start losing this, where's this wick? 48,245. Yeah, if we wind up losing this zone, guys, chances are the next major level of support. I mean, simply put, if you take a look at the VPVR, it makes it super simple to visualize these levels. Now, I don't want anyone thinking that you could just look at the volume profile and then just like long the high volume nodes. That's not necessarily how it works. I don't want everyone like looking at I can just long these levels every time I see them. It doesn't work like that. You have to have confluence. You have to have the actual signals to enter the trade. However, chances are anytime you have the high volume nodes, you are going to have some consolidation where you can find the key levels. So again, right, if we lose this level, which in my opinion isn't even really that strong, and especially with money flow looking the way it is, I do think it's possible to break down lower. This would be the next significant level of support. And again, that range is sitting between 53.6 and 50,750. And then if we lose that zone, please understand, guys, that there is another fall off on volume until we wind up getting to this area of consolidation right here. And this is likely going to be the next key levels. And if we pull our local volume profile, I'm actually still long from down here at 40K. I'm still obviously massively in profit. But if we do wind up coming down there, guys, this is going to be a big level of support, right? Or a big range of support with our value area high, value area low, and our POC sitting within this range. And obviously that POC is right on that high volume node because they're both levels derived from volume. But, these are the two next major zones of support. And I will be honest with you guys. What did we say? And this hasn't even played out in full just yet, but what do we always say when you have these low volume gaps? Obviously, there's nothing holding you up, so it could create quick moves to the downside. However, quick moves up oftentimes result in quick moves down. I think I even said yesterday when we were talking about if the money flow, if we get the dump, we're going to, rant and rave about money flow, saying that it never lies. I think I even brought this up. I know I brought it up many times, but just remember, quick moves up, once you lose those levels, is very likely going to result in a quick move down. And then if you wind up coming below this level, remember, quick move up, volume gap, right? Quick move up, volume gap. This could potentially add for or make for a very quick move to the downside, back down into the 40s. In which case, I will be become completely bearish on Bitcoin, sell all my bags, and move into stocks because crypto's a scam. I'm just kidding, guys. I would never do that in a million years. I would still be bullish on Bitcoin, even if we came down to 42K. We'd have to get a little bit more of a dump than that for me to just flip bearish. So I'm not calling for zero. I'm not saying the bull market's over, anything like that. But we could simply pull down to these levels, and I will simply look to be buying the dips. Like I said yesterday, guys, I did buy some alts yesterday on the little pullback that we got. I didn't buy any alts today, but it was because I was busy trying to shoot a video that just wound up not working out. I have to reshoot it now. But, I didn't buy any alts today, but I will just continue to DCA into my favorite alts. Like I said yesterday, I did buy a bag of Chainswap as well as REN, REN. If you guys want to check out the charts for them, I'm not telling you to buy them. Do your own research, check out the charts, and we could talk about them. I'll look at some of the charts as well, but I just like to share with you guys what I'm doing, right? So even if we dump down here, I'm still buying. We'd have to really dump. I'm not going to talk about the lines in the sand right now because I'm not really expecting it, but these are definitely the next key zones of support to the downside, guys. And I will say this. With these quick moves up, that could result in quick moves down, and this big volume gap with this this high volume node is like really the only thing that can save you, right? Like if you fall through the high volume node, through the low volume gap, this high volume node will likely give you a bounce, and then once you lose that, you're probably going to free fall down to your next highest volume node. However, I do want to take a look at your at the order flow here real quick, or not the order flow, sorry, just exo charts in general, which has monopolized the TA game, because now I could just open exo charts, guys, and I could see the order flow. I could see the single prints. I could see the TPO profile. And then I could just go over here to take a look at trading view. Bada boom, bada bing. And then I could come on over here and I could take a look at high block, take a look at where the liquidations are. And shout out to anybody using high block. This is something that I just started using. If you, I can't do it right now because I'm in the actual feature. But if you click on the dashboard in high block, guys, you can literally have one page where you have all of your high block tools on one page, which makes life a million times easier. I'm absolutely obsessed with this. So between high block being able to let you customize all this stuff, as well as exo charts allowing you to put trading view and all these extra tabs in here, you can look at Coinalyze, you can look at Trading Light. It's super, super cool. But as we look here, guys, I want to take a look at the liquidation heat map real quick. I'm just going to refresh it. And you guys can see here, ton of liquidity down below. So understand that this hot spot of liquidity is sitting at about 50K, and the big chunk of liquidity does not really calm down until $50,000. So this would kind of line up with our thought process of the low volume gaps and the quick moves up resulting in quick moves down. Because if we're going to come down and start liquidating, like the fact that we have all this liquidity sitting here, guys, understand, like this is not often. Typically when we look at liquidity, we see like a little highlighted area like this on the highs and a little area like that on the lows. But look at all these liquidations down below, guys. All it takes is one push to the downside to start triggering these high leverage liquidations to create a cascade of stop losses and liquidations to occur, adding sell pressure to the market, because as you get stopped out of a long position, it creates a market sell, which is why you see those liquidation wicks, and it's literally in the opposite direction how a short squeeze actually works. So, as we look at the charts here, this is not really what you want to see if you do not want to continue to the downside, because if we push down, it could likely cause that cascade of liquidations, potentially ending us up at that $50,000 level, which again is where that liquidity starts to drop off, which may be where the dump stops, right? So, and again, this is if this, then that. These are all maybes. Nothing is guaranteed. But when this is why we look at multiple things on the charts, guys, because when you can have all these things in agreement, right? Because from between where we're at right now, for the most part, right, and all the way down to about 42,000 or at least 50,000 right now, all the way down to about 50K is a gigantic volume gap, right? And then you look at the liquidity, and it's like, okay, well, that gap is between where we're at right now and 50K. So it could be a quick flush of all that, which is why I have my, next levels of support down here, and why you, in my opinion, not telling you to do anything with the level. I'm just saying, like, maybe have it marked out on your chart. So when Bitcoin starts nuking, and you start seeing that liquidation wick just like screaming to the downside, flying down, everybody's scared, and you're like, oh my God, the bull market's over. At least well, hey, if we continue this move to the downside, I am simply going to be waiting for my next key level of support. And at that point, you can literally sit on your hands, wait for your key level to get hit, and it should hopefully be able to save you from getting into bad long positions on levels that really aren't significant, right? Because we're probably going to have local levels here, maybe decent for scalp trades, but for me, I like to wait for the highest probability setups. In my opinion, based off of everything we just took a look at, the naked points of control right here, the monthly and the daily, on top of the volume gap, on top of the liquidity, everything is, and the money flow coming out is kind of pointing towards a danger of getting that drop to the downside. Not a guarantee, but definitely danger. So this is what I'm looking at, and these are the key levels, guys. That's really all I got. I mean, we're just simply in a point. This is like one of those days where we expect something to happen, and this is the day where it's just playing out, right? So preparation was yesterday, but let me go ahead and pull up these trades really, really, really quickly. So bada boom, bada bing. I did wind up taking, okay, there we go. I did wind up taking a little bit of profit off the short here. As you can see, this was a $17,000 position. It's behind my head right now. You guys can't see it, but it's a $12,000 position right now. Yeah, we've locked in about $714, and we're still up 1,525%. And then this is a little scalp long that I took just before the live stream as we got some. Actually, I'll talk about why I entered this scalp long. Up 6%, $420. This is a $40,000 position, so a little bit more on this. Because it's a scalp, I increased the leverage, or not the leverage and the margin to make it a bigger position, right? Because I'm not really anticipating a gigantic move up, so I wanted to amplify the gains because I'm only looking for a little move. So if I can get like a little $1,000 in a couple hours, lock it in, and walk away with 1K plus, well, I guess $1,700 for the day. You know what they say? $1,700 a day keeps the day job away. But anyway, let's go ahead and continue on. This is on Femex, by the way. If you guys want to sign up for Femex, again, you can check out frankiecandles.com. We have links to all of the exchanges that I like to use and all the deals that are associated with them. You guys can go ahead and check that out. And let me see if this new button on the Stream Deck works. Did it pop up? I don't even know. Probably not. But, there it is. frankiecandlestrading.com. Go check it out, guys. The merch is on the website. And I kind of just wanted to use that new button. But anyway, so there you go. And don't forget, guys, Tony D, if you could drop our Femex Pulse link in the chat, go join our Femex Pulse group, guys. If you don't know what that is, it's an easy. I'm gonna be mentioning this more on the live stream tomorrow, and we may do a pre-recorded video going over it. But it's basically a really easy way to earn free PT, which is Femex token, and you could just get in our group and like chat with the Mafia, and you can earn points that way, or you can earn Femex token that way, and then you could stake the Femex token if you want, and then the more you trade, the more Femex token you'll gain. Not only does it go by your trading volume, but I believe it goes by like the amount of trades you take as well. So if you're into free crypto, go check out Femex and join our Femex Pulse. There it is, link in the description, or link in the chat right there. I'm going to go ahead and pin that if you guys want to go ahead and join it. Go blow it up, hang out with the Mafia, and earn some free crypto, especially if you're already out there trading. It's a no-brainer. But there you go, guys. That's my plan on Bitcoin. Yeah, we'll have to see. Now, I do want to talk about one more thing before we go on to the altcoins. If you guys want to spam your favorite alts in the chat right now, go ahead and drop them. Rob the Crypto Snob. Let's do like 3 or 4 alts tonight. Yeah, go ahead and spam those alts right now. And I want to go over the key levels to the upside. So this is kind of the bearish case, right? And that was like, there's a lot of bearish puzzle pieces that are adding up to that potential move to the downside, guys. But let's talk a little bit more about the bullish scenario. So let me go ahead and I'll hide the MPOCs, and I'm actually going to, let me go ahead and mark this out as our 42K zone. So there we go. And let's go ahead and hide that, and let me drag that into here. Whoops, bada boom. Okay, so let's talk about the key levels above, because what is the bullish case? Like, is there a chance of a fake out here and a move to the upside? I'll be honest with you, I would still be potentially anticipating lower based off of everything we just went over. Tons of bearish puzzle pieces lining up right now. So just keep that in mind. But if we do get a little bounce to the upside, guys, there's a couple of key levels that I'm going to be paying attention to. Now, one of those key levels is simply going to be, and we talk about this a lot, you have the volume profile, right, which would be right here. This is our volume profile range. And then you have the actual physical range, right? This is your value area, but obviously as you deviate below that value area, like this is not the low of the actual range. This is the low of the value area range. But the low of the actual range, I guess in my opinion, would probably be, I mean, on the daily, if you're looking at the daily, it would definitely be this SFP wick down here at $59,088. So just in general, about 59K. So if we wind up, let me just draw a line there real quick. If we, boom, there we go. If we're able to get back up into this area, and again, this is $59,088. If we're able to move and flip this level to support, you could argue that you are accepted back inside of your range, but in my opinion and the way I trade, that is a little bit different than getting accepted into the value area, right? So this would be somewhat of a sign, I don't want to say a sign of strength, but it would be somewhat of a sign of potentially more upside. However, we have to remember the money flow is bearish on the higher time frames, but if we're able to get above this level and flip it to support, I do think a move back to the value area low may be somewhat likely, and then it's not until we wind up, I'll just bring up the upper range. It's not until we wind up getting back up here and flipping this value area low and daily naked point of control to support that I would really be looking for more upside on Bitcoin, right? So we do have a lot of work to do to get back up there. And like I just showed, I am in that scalp long. I don't know how well that's going to do. To be honest, it is a little bit more of a risky trade in my opinion, with the money flow looking like the way it is. But those are the two key levels. This wick low, which is basically the range low, and then very guessably so, or presumably so, the value area low daily naked point of control, which is coming in at 63,000. I'll call it 63,500 between the two levels, right? So step number one for the bulls would be to flip that $59,088 level to support, and then you could get a bigger move up. Remember, there is somewhat of a gap here as well, but then you have another very big job to do, and that is to flip this key level to support, which is the value area low. So simply put, guys, that is what I'm looking at on Bitcoin, and I do just want to talk about this little scalp long that I took. Let me see if I could pull it up on this chart. Bada boom. No. Where is it? Scalp. Bada boom. Okay, so for this entry, guys, I do want to talk about this because I know a lot of people are here to learn how to trade, and I don't know a better way to teach you how to trade than to talk about how I entered this little scalp long that's up $500. Actually, I don't want to lie here. It's up $331 now. It was just up $450, but obviously it's going to be a little bit turbulent. But this is basically, guys, this is the strategy that I have been showing you guys using Lux Algo for quite some time. This was, let me pull up the actual indicator here, bada boom. As you guys can see here, I know it's a little noisy, but let me actually go ahead and get rid of this volume profile and the trade tool so I can actually show you what I did here. Now, as you guys know, the Lux Algo Smart Trail, bearish Smart Trail, bullish Smart Trail. When you can get a break to the upside here, crack a previous high, and then retrace to the downside, and it lines up with a Fibonacci 786 or golden pocket retracement level, which it did here. We did slip it slightly here. However, we did wind up just reclaiming it pretty quickly, but that was kind of the idea here. Now, this wasn't only based off this one thing. This was why I entered the trade, right? This is how I entered the trade. But we had a couple of things that were going for us here. We had a 4-hour green dot on Market Cipher B that was printing with our money flow on Market Cipher B coming up and looking to cross over into the green. We actually never got the crossover, but we still got the move up. So that was it was a 4-hour green dot with the 15-minute and lower time frame money flow crossovers into the green that made me think that we were probably going to get a move up. And then at that point, right, like, does this make sense to everybody? I see the green dot. This is how it goes, right? I'm looking at the chart. I see the green dot printing, right? And at that point, I'm saying, hey, let me go down to a lower time frame. Let me see the 15-minute money flow. Is the money flow coming up? And at that point, it was coming up. It was coming up like right here. And then I'm saying, hey, let me check the 10-minute. Okay, 10-minute money flow is already in the green. Cool. That's a good sign. So let me see if I can find a good entry here. And to be honest, I had to watch price go all the way up like this. I did not enter the trade here. I actually alerted the Discord about this position, but I was too late to enter it. So I didn't take it. Waited for the retracement. Simply put, I turned on Lux Algo. I pulled my fib, which was from this low to the high, and that 786 was right in that sweet spot of that smart trail. That is where I took my entry, and that is how we made, $326 in less than an hour. So there we go, right? Shout out to Lux Algo. If you guys want to sign up for Lux Algo, hit FrankieCandleTrading.com. The links are there. Link in the description. Link in the chat. I believe Tony's going to drop it in there for you guys. But literally, this is why I entered the trade, right? We had the higher time frame bias of a bounce incoming, and then I came down to those lower time frames, and we found the smart trail in confluence with that 786, took the position, and then boom, very quickly in profit. Now, I'm not necessarily, I want to be clear, I am not necessarily anticipating this to play out for like in a big way just because of the money flow. This is a short-term scalp. So I'm looking to jump in, grab my bag, and leave, right? Like I could close it right now for $300, $350 or whatever, and walk away, and then like that's good, right? Like just easy buy, sell, walk away with a few $100, and we're out. And then if it winds up going against us, that short will continue to pay us out, still up almost $1,600. So there you go. Go ahead and check out Lux Algo if you guys are interested in checking out that strategy. Super, super useful, and they have a bazillion different features on these indicators, guys. So it's absolutely crazy. Like this is probably 3% of what Lux Algo has to offer, and they offer a 30-day money-back guarantee, so it's literally risk-free if you want to try it. Shout out to Lux Algo and the team for sponsoring the channel. And with that being said, let's go ahead and check out our altcoins for the night. Let's see what we got. We got Ethereum, or Erythrium, as your grandmother might call it. Let's go ahead and pull up Erythrium. Come over to the live stream chart. And, yeah, we'll have to see. This is a long zone for me. We'll see if that long winds up playing out. But, again, don't have too high hopes for it. But here we go. Let's go ahead and check out Ethereum, which has also reclaimed its key level of support. Let me go ahead and drag this to the current price action. Bada boom. I'm going to come off the daily in just a second. But we were looking at this yesterday, guys, come on. Can I just, there we go. We were looking at this yesterday as we had our value area. I don't know why it's box, the value area levels keep moving as we change time frames. But, looking at this as our volume profile, looking for shorts as we deviate above and longs as we deviate below. And technically we did deviate below the volume profile here, which could make for a potential long position. You did get a 1 hour bull div here with money flow coming up. If this 1 hour money flow crosses over into the green, we could go ahead and check out that 16-hour time frame. If we get that money flow crossover into the green on that 1 hour time frame at the same time as getting this green dot on the 16-hour, that 1 hour money flow crossover is likely going to be the thing that gives us or starts the move to the upside. Now, do I have high hopes for that move? Probably not, right? Why? Because money flow very rarely lies. Like, hey, shout out to Bruno CF. Said, hey, Frankie Soul trying to hold the value area low with not a very bad money flow. Shout out to Bruno CF. We could check out Solana, which is next. So we will check that out in just a second. Shout out to the 1,028 people in here. Please, for the love of God, smash that like button if you like this content and you're finding it helpful in any way, shape, or form. Go ahead and smash that like button. It's the easiest and most free way to help out the channel. Shout out to Crypto Anon in the chat. What is going on, bro? But let's go ahead and continue on. So, okay. So, obviously, what happened here, simply put, money flow coming out on the daily, so I wouldn't necessarily anticipate a huge move up here if we do get that bounce off the 16-hour green dot. But, we're down at the value area low with a bullish divergence on the 1 hour confirmed, right? You have your higher lows on your momentum waves, and you have your lower lows on your price action, giving you that bullish divergence, and now you are battling that value area low, which is probably going to be the situation that almost all the altcoins we look at tonight are going to be in. So we get back above that value area low, flip it to support. This is where we could anticipate a move back to the upside. These are old naked points of controls and daily levels. But at that point, your job for Ethereum here for the move up would be to flip that value area low at 29.86 to support. Once you hold that, that's where you can look for the move back up to the POC and the value area high. Very similarly to what we were talking about up here, looking for shorts to get back into the value area high or back below the value area high, bearishly retest, look to come to the POC and the value area low, right? Simple value area trading with shorts at the highs, longs at the lows, right? Shorts at the highs. Didn't make it all the way back down to the low there, but you hit the POC, back up to the high, back to the POC, back to the low, and now we're deviating below the low. So that's kind of the bullish case for Ethereum. Like that is the big battle that you need to get above for a move up. However, let's talk about the potential move to the downside. What happens if we keep crashing? Where is that next key level of support? Well, let's go ahead and pull up that VPVR just like we did on Bitcoin. Boom, boom, boom. Turn off the value area low POC. And let's take a look at what we got going on here, right? So this is kind of similar to Bitcoin's, right? Let me see if I can go ahead and split screen this real quick. Bada boom. Come on. Whoops, we'll stay on Ethereum there. We'll come to Bitcoin over here. And we'll go to the 4 hour. Actually, no, we'll go to the daily. Bada boom. Right, so this is kind of the same this is kind of that same range for Bitcoin, right? And let me actually pull up the VPVR for this, and let me pull up the VPVR for this, right? So this is kind of what we're looking at, right? This was your major range, right? And then we just lost it, bada boom, and then we have a big volume gap down below to about 2650, which is kind of like the move down to about 52K in my opinion. So with that being said, we have to, let me go back to full screen here. Right, just want to kind of show the similarities in the structure, but if we wind up getting that move to the downside through this low, we could expect to fall through that low volume gap to about 2650 where that volume starts to pick back up. And we also have the structural support up here from these highs all the way back in January. And then if we wind up continuing to the downside, I will simply set my eyes just like I am on Bitcoin. I would just set my targets on value area high, POC, value area low. And I would just simply use that value area as context, right? So if we lose this level, I would look to come down to here, right? I mean, I don't typically do this, but this is actually a daily level, right? So I will actually label this on Ethereum as a daily. I oftentimes label daily levels. I was actually going to do something else, but I decided not to. I very oftentimes mark out daily levels. And actually, you bounced off a daily here today, right here. Oh, we just front ran it slightly. Never mind. But this daily down here is likely going to give you some support. And the reason I would expect this one to give you support is because it's in line with the structural support right here. So this is kind of the trajectory I would be looking at. This is not the strongest level in my opinion, but if we wind up hitting this and losing it, bearishly retesting it, the next place I would be, I didn't mean for that to measure out perfectly, but if you wind up, getting stuck under that daily, the next likely place for price to go, in my opinion, is going to be that value area high, in which case you then have that volume profile to use as context for where price is likely to move next. So beautiful stuff there, right? Nice clean levels. And there you go, right? To get back up into the local range, the key level to flip to support is $2,987. And then to the downside, you have the daily, which is coming in at 2642. And the value area high of the previous range down here is coming in at about $2,400 even. So those are definitely going to be the key levels for me on Ethereum. And the reason, again, I am anticipating or open to a move back to the downside even more is simply based off the money flow on the daily, as well as the money flow on the 2-day and the fresh 2-day red dot that we have right here, right? So that's what I'd be looking at here on Ethereum, guys. And that's all we got for Ethereum. Hopefully that helps somebody out there. Shout out to Crypto Naughty. Said, what language is that? That's called Prophetese. Prophetese. I don't know. Shout out to Crypto Naughty. But let's see. Oh, Rob the Crypto Snob is out for the night. Thank you for your service, Rob. I appreciate you, bro. And have a wonderful night. Okay, let's go ahead and continue on here. Shout out to Hamza, said, I can't imagine psychics claiming I told you so all the time would be very pleasant people. Probably not. I don't really know what that means, but I imagine. Sometimes I feel like a psychic. That feels like I have to say I told you so constantly, and when I say it, I feel like an unpleasant person. So shout out to Hamza. Hope you're doing good tonight, brother. Let's see. Creighton says, at Rob, thank you for your wonderful service, sir. Shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob. I could not agree more with you, Creighton. But let's go ahead and continue on to Solana, which is going to be our next altcoin. Shout out to Georgios. Shout out to you, brother. Let's go ahead and K Diggity said, because you're humble and have a soul, Frankie. Shout out to K Diggity. Yeah, but should I just become like a soulless sellout, guys? And just like do it like a lot of other people do? But no, shout out to K Diggity. I appreciate that. Also, shout out to K Diggity said, I picture Frankie when the music's playing in the waiting room. I picture him with like DJ headphones and him hitting the GOAT button. And I'm not going to lie, that's literally what I was doing. Shout out to K Diggity. Not only tonight, but almost every single night. While you guys are hyping up the chat, I'm just in there like hitting the GOAT button, DJing. But anyway, let's go ahead and continue on. Shout out to Origin. Said, tell everyone to buy, Frankie. Shout out to Origin. Everybody buy Bitcoin. I'm kidding, not financial advice. But anyway, let's go ahead and check Solana, guys. This is a popular request here, so let's go ahead and check it out. So simply put here, guys, oh my God, these liquidation wicks. This is actually, like, I don't hate this, right? Simply because, like, all these liquidation wicks is like what happens when you get these, right? Big liquidation, right? High or low. Big liquidation, high or low. Big liquidation, high or low, question mark. So yeah, I mean, simply what you're seeing happen here, guys, is big liquidation, right? This says to me that most of the price movement down here was simply due to longs closing or getting liquidated, right? Because there was no follow through. Oftentimes when you get those liquidations, you'll get like a sharp jump to the downside based off the nature of an actual liquidation event. But, it's not like real, it's not actual selling interest, right? It's real selling pressure, obviously. But this is just simply because when you get stopped out of a long position or liquidated out of a long position, it creates a market sell, right? So it's not just like everyone bearish and pushing price down. It's everybody was super bullish, and we had to flush out that leverage before getting another move up. Now, it doesn't guarantee we're going to get that move up, but like these big liquidation wicks are like not that horrible in my opinion, right? Like I don't hate to see that because oftentimes those big liquidation wicks wind up in big reversals, right? And you could just test this on any time frame, right? Big liquidation wick. We could actually look at the order flow to see if there were liquidations there. But you got a big wick, big reversal to the upside, big wick to the top, big reversal to the downside, right? So oftentimes you will see that happen based off the nature of leverage flushing out, right? So right here, right, big liquidation wick, and now we are potentially looking to reclaim that value area low, taking a look at the daily here. That's actually funny. Our line is still there. But money flow continuing out, right? Like this is the same thing as Bitcoin. This is the same thing as Ethereum. It all looks basically the same. So with that money flow coming to the downside, VWAP rolling back up, sure, we can anticipate a bounce back to the upside, but if money flow continues out, we would anticipate the same thing we looked at on Bitcoin when we tested that POC and took the short, right? It is a lackluster bounce to the upside where the green dot gives you the lackluster bounce, but money flow continues out to put in a lower high and continue to the downside. Excuse I don't know what I just inhaled, guys. I think I just swallowed a bug. I apologize. But we could potentially see Solana setting up for something similar to that right now, right? Because we are technically fighting right now. Look at this. Look at this. Rejection. Now we're back up. We got to hold this value area low. And I will say, we talked about this last night, guys. To be honest, it's not even the value area low that I would like to get above here. It's actually the POC as well, right? I would love to get above that POC as well. And then that could potentially open up the door for a bigger move up. But again, not expecting huge explosions necessarily, at least right now, just simply based off the fact that we do have that money flow coming out on the higher time frame. So right now, in my opinion, the battle for Solana is going to be getting above $140, which is the POC of the range. And then, we could even look at this as a local range. I don't want to, really draw too much here. But if we pull this local volume profile, if you do get above that POC, like you got to understand there's a local value area high here. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you're just instantly going to rip up to this value area high. We do have those intermediary levels that you have to pay attention to, right? And actually, if I spawn those back up and I pull this local fib, bada boom, you can see the golden pocket and 786 Fibonacci retracement levels line up with the POC and the value area high of this range absolutely beautifully, right? So I'm not looking to long Solana just because, I'm trade Bitcoin for the most part, but and I do trade the altcoins too. I don't want to anyone to think like I don't trade the alts, but for the most part, I focus on Bitcoin. But if we wind up taking a look here and, if I were to long this, right, let's just assume this is not a trade setup. Do not take this trade. This is not financial advice, and I am definitely not taking this. This is just hypothetical, right, or this is just for informational purposes only. If I were to take the long here, it's not necessarily, I am not taking this in the context of the larger volume profile. I'm not like entering this trade with the plan of like definitely getting to that value area high, which in some cases that is the plan. But what I would do here is I would look at it in terms of the more local volume profile here, right? Where you flip this value area low to support, go to the POC and the 786, and I would be taking profit at these levels, obviously being careful the POC here. I would be taking profits at these levels, understanding that, hey, if we are going to continue down, that lower high may come in this zone, right? But if it doesn't, you could potentially, once you take profit and move your stop loss to your entry or move your stop loss into profit, this is kind of where you can sit here and be like, hey, take profit, right? Maybe take profit here. Maybe you start to take profit at the value area high. And then at this point, you can move your stop loss into profit, right? Guaranteed winning trade. And then if price just decides to break out of the value area high and continue up, you can hold a portion of that trade to turn your little single or double into an absolute grand slam up to that value area high. But the original plan or the initial plan for the trade, in my opinion, definitely would not just be to shoot for that macro high, because we have a lot of local levels within here and money flow coming out, making a lower high somewhat likely. So you got to be aware of these levels. And that low-key might have dropped a little too much sauce there on the whole Solana thing, but that's exactly what I would be doing if I were looking at Solana. I don't always do that. That's like literally how I would look at the charts. But again, not longing this. I would have to see some kind of confirmation. Some people enter just based off the reclaim of the value area low. I like to see more confirmations than that. But shout out to Creighton C. Thank you for the super chat, bro. He said, no, we were talking about a troll in chat who claimed he was a psychic, but shout out to Creighton C. He said he was a psychic, but you said price was going down at 69K guy when price had the small bounce. Now claims he sold 72K and bought 57K. Nice. Well, whatever indicator that guy's using, if you guys can find out, let me know so I can just set a bot to buy and sell the tops like him. But shout out to Creighton C. Let's go. We love the trolls over here. If he's still in here, we're not hating. We love you, brother. Sit down, and we'll show you how the charts work. Shout out to you. But let's go ahead and continue on here. Let's see. Bada boom. Oh my God. Jay Gilly says, Adam's just mad. He predicted he would say he would stay single, and it came true. Oh, man. Shout out to Jay Gilly. Psychic or psycho? I don't know. Man, I wish I saw that. Wish I saw him pop in here. We would have given a lesson. We would have been like, hey, man, sit down. Let me show you how we trade these charts. But anyway, shout out to Creighton C. Thank you so much for the super chat, bro. And now let's go ahead and move on to our next altcoin. Wait, hang on a second. Shout out to Creighton C. Hang on. You said price was going down at 69. Shout out to Creighton C. It's crazy, guys. You know what's funny? I will say this, about once every 10 streams when someone comes in and says, you said it was going down and it's going up, is hilarious, because I've had people come in and be like, I've had trolls come in and be like, you said we were going to dump yesterday and now we're pumping. And then I'm like, what? Because price is we were looking at a dump and we dumped. And I'm like, I don't get it. Price isn't pumping, price is dumping. So it's I just lost all, that's why you can't, I don't even pay attention to that stuff because it's crazy. Cause they'll just be basically be like, you said it was going to dump yesterday and it's dumping, but they're just now it's pumping, but it's not pumping. They might be looking at the 1 minute. It's wild. But shout out to Creighton C. I don't even know when these people come into chat, cause the mafia winds up, teaching them. But anyway, let's go ahead and continue on and take a look at ADA. I mean, if there's one thing I know how to do, guys, it's pronounce all the coins correctly. So let's take a quick look at ADA. Bada boom, bada bing. Let's take a look. So, bada boom, bada bing. Okay, so why is this? What is this? And why? What is this? Oh my God, what is going on? What is this? What am I touching right now? Oh, it's a trend line. That was weird. I thought that was a horizontal ray. I don't even draw trend lines. That is weird. But anyway, let's go ahead and continue on here. I don't think this is our Cardano chart. Let's see. Check out the Binance Tether US. When was this? This is not it either. Where are we? Should we just draw a new ADA chart? We can start a new ADA chart here. Let's take a look at the Binance. Actually, take a look at the Binance Tether US. I guess we could take these, right? So, there we go. When did we come down here? This is on the 13th. So this is a tapped daily naked point of control. Yeah, this is the one we've been looking at. So Simply put here, guys, take a look at the daily. That level of support did not get supported, but now we do have this daily level of resistance. We also have another daily level of resistance, and then we have, this is not confirmed yet. So, right now, simply put, bing-bonging around, lose the range. We're bearish retest on that POC, lose the range. And now we are kind of just consolidating down here. This is the tap daily naked point of control. We can lose that as well. But, yeah, as of right now, let me actually just pull this profile over to the, yeah, so this is kind of our full macro range now. So I'll take off these little scalp levels because these are more local. We don't really need those anymore. They're already passed. So as of right now, these are the levels that I would be looking at for Cardano. Bada boom. Let's see. And your value area low. So this is definitely the context I would be looking at. Price. And yeah, daily VWAP trying to work its way back out. For the most part, guys, money flow is just continuing down on everything, right? So, again, fresh 2-day red dot as well. If we get another move down on Cardano, which is kind of hard to call right now, money flow would be calling for it. But again, if we're going to get to one of those fake outs, right, money flow does not necessarily spend a lot of time, especially on the higher time frames. It doesn't spend a lot of time in the red during this part of the cycle, if we're going to see it play out similar to other cycles. So, if we wind up getting a move back down, this daily naked point of control is going to be the next key level, sitting at 37 cents, almost 38 cents. And this is probably going to be, yeah, somewhat confluent with this value area low or value area high. Oh, my God. What the heck is going on right now? I keep inhaling something. There we go, right? So turn this blue for support. Yo, shout out to Nikki94 Boo. I don't know what that that emoji is. But I don't know what that is, Nikki. I don't know. Shout out to Nikki. Hey, Chemistry Bro in the chat said, "Okay, oh boy, you all right, bro? Someone's poisoning the room." It's Jerome Powell. He's taking me out. But anyway, let's go ahead and continue on here. This is that next key level of support that I would be looking at between about 41 cents and 37 cents. We have the daily naked point of control, the point of control of this previous range, and the value area high. We bounce off the value area high. If we get that next move down, I would definitely look at that POC for support. But if you can't break above that blue box, I would look. Oh, thank you, Mrs. Candles. Woo! Shout out to Mrs. Candles. Give a round of applause for Mrs. Candles. Just bringing me water because she heard me dying. Mrs. Candles, you want to do a face reveal? Oh, okay. Sorry. I tried, guys. I tried. Mrs. Candles, throw those Mrs. Candles hands in the chat. Come on. Oh, come on, Mrs. Candles. Give us a finger. Give us a finger wiggle. Oh, she's okay. She just gave me she went like this. She peeked around the door and she just went. And then just walked away. Shout out to the Mrs. Candles hands in the chat. Let's go. Show us your face. Let's go. One day, guys. Fermented cactus water. Shout out to myself. Hand reveal. Yeah, we'll do a Mrs. Candles face reveal one day. One day. I'm going to get her, guys. I'll get her to do it one day. We'll do it by accident. Hey, shout out to Isadore22. I don't know if that is correct. Hopefully I didn't butcher that too much, but thank you for that super chat, brother. He says, found you 1.5 years ago. I follow your videos and lurked in the live stream. I assume that means you're the real deal. Oh my God, guys. Oh my God. Oh God. LYVM? Live him? What does that mean? Like your videos, man. I'm gonna say that. He says I currently use crypto. I assume that means crypto.com. Any exchange with less fees. Thank you. Well, shout out to Isadore. You know, I love when we see unfamiliar names because you said you lurk, which this proves it because it doesn't look like super familiar name. I appreciate the love, brother. Thank you for following me for 1.5 years. And hopefully, I appreciate you saying I'm the real deal. Hopefully, my videos have helped you learn how to read the charts a little bit better and how to make money trading. However, any fees, any exchanges with less fees. I don't know if you're necessarily talking about leverage exchanges or spot exchanges. A lot of exchanges most of all of them do both. But if you go to FrankieCandlesTrading.com, hang on, guys. Hang on. Let me use the button. If you go to FrankieCandlesTrading.com, you can check all the exchanges that I like to use. If it's on that list, these are not just random exchanges. If it's on that list, it means that I like them. Now, understand that you don't want to ever put all of your money on in one single place. God forbid, anything can happen. If FTX goes down, any exchange could go down, in my opinion, right? If FTX had celebrity endorsements and everything like that. But if you check FrankieCandlesTrading.com, just scroll down to the deals. You'll see all the exchanges that we like to use. You could check out their fees. Sometimes they change. Not very often, but you can go check them out there. And those are all the ones that I like to use. But thank you for watching, bro, and thank you for dropping that super chat. I do appreciate you. And hopefully in another year and a half, you'll be like, hey, bro, remember me? Now I've been following you for 3 years, and I have a Lamborghini. So shout out to Isidore. Thank you so much for being here, bro. Love you very much. Maybe. Listen, you versatile man. Yo, shout out to Jay Gilly, guys. What does LYVM mean? If Isidore is in the chat, which I assume you are still, let us know what that means. I think I'm gonna go with love your videos, man. But anyway, let's go ahead and continue on. Love you very much, I think, is actually what it means. But let's go ahead. Let's see. Well, shout out to Major Benefits. It says, oh, she just groped my arm. She tried to sneak a grope. Should we try the inside of the hand today? I always smell the outside like this, like that. Oh, God, get out of here, Mrs. Candles. Get out of here. Get the hand out of here, Mrs. Candles. Anyway, but shout out to Major Benefits said, would you trust Femex enough to margin trade and leave some crypto on the exchange? Well, I do hold some crypto on Femex, but I will, just like as a general disclaimer, guys, you don't want to... especially ever since FTX went down, I don't even hold that much on, I spread my money out a lot, right? I'm very diversified. If Coinbase went down, I wouldn't lose all my money. If Femex, God forbid, went down, I wouldn't lose all my money. If XE went down, I wouldn't lose all my money. But luckily, I have never had too much of an issue with that. Thank God. I know a lot of people around me that have lost money doing that kind of stuff. More on wallets. I've had more people that I know have lost money with their hot wallets than I've ever heard of anyone losing on an exchange. But it's still risky. You got to diversify. And shout out to Isidore said, I made over 70% profits following you, not knowing anything, and never using my own charts or apps. You were amazing. You're an amazing help. You helped me save for a down payment on my future home. LYVM is love you very much. A shout out to Isidore. Thank you so much for that, bro. I appreciate that, and it literally gives me goosebumps that I was able to help you get that down payment for your house. The fact that that's even a thing in my life that I'm able to help people like that humbles me. This is why I am not a typical influencer, guys. It's because this is my fuel. Comments like this are my fuel. It's not the money, right? We make our money trading. So we like the YouTube channel for that soul fuel, that soul juice, as they like to say. I don't think anyone says that. But anyway, let's go ahead and continue on. Shout out to Isidore and shout out to Mrs. Candles, the inside of her hand. But let's go ahead and take a look. So this is the next support level. But if you get stuck below that blue box, guys, let's just be real. You're likely going to get accepted back into that volume profile and get a move back down to the value area low. So that is you would really need a strong bounce off this daily naked point of control in order to not look for a bigger move to the downside. All right, so let's go ahead and continue on. Let's just check in on Bitcoin real quick. How we doing here? Kind of just still hovering in the same spot. Do something. If you wanted to pump Bitcoin, that would be great. If you could just rip right here. Oh, Mrs. Candle's out there talking trash. But anyway, it's I don't think she. I know you guys can't hear her. I think she thinks you guys can hear her though. But let's see here. I mean, if Bitcoin could just pump real quick. And just get me up over a G real quick. Just get me up. We're back at $400 on the little scalp long. Get us back over a G. That would be helpful. It'd be a little exciting for the live stream. I'll let you guys. If Bitcoin pumps, guys, I will let you make my trading decision. Because last time you guys made an amazing decision. Last time we were in a trade live, I was like, guys, what should I do? We're ripping. We're up $800, or we were up a lot. And you guys told me to take the profit and leave a little bit in and move my stop loss to break even, which was I was like a proud father that day. It was unbelievable. Shout out to Shunzin. Shout out to you, bro. He said, you're one of the real ones, bro. Or you're one of the best, bro. I appreciate that. I really do appreciate that, guys. Thank you for the kind words. It goes way farther than you guys think. But let's go ahead and continue on. That's ADA. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at ICP. Does anybody have any ICP? Let's go ahead and check it out. Let's see. Bada boom. Spending a good bit of time in chat here. Let's see. Hey, shout out to Prof Trader. What is going on, bro? He says, hey, Frankie, I am a longtime follower. Wanted to get in crypto. Do you recommend the minimum account size that I can start in? Well, shout out to Prof Trader. Luckily, unlike stocks, this is one of the cool things about crypto. Unlike stocks, I think a lot of the brokers in stocks, like you have to have a minimum of $25,000 account to day trade. There is no limit on crypto, right? You can have a $10 account and take 1,000 trades and put like a penny on each trade. So there's no minimum as far as that goes. But I'll tell you this, brother. I talk about this a lot. You don't necessarily need a ton of money to make a ton of money in crypto if you're leverage trading. Now, be careful with the leverage. If you've never traded with leverage, learn about leverage first before you use it. And before you even trade, I recommend starting on paper or demo accounts. But I would say this, like, if you know how to, if you watch and you understand how to responsibly use leverage to make money trading crypto, you don't need that much money, right? Like, let me bring up let me bring up a trade real quick. Actually, you know what? I don't want to spend the time, but I'll just pull it up on my phone because I won't have to log in. It'll be a lot quicker. Hopefully I'm on the right account. But I will say this, right? I'm actually down a little bit more. I'm still up, but I was up a lot more. Yeah. So I'm up like 6K right now on a long on a different account. And there's only $675 on the trade, right? So it's a much higher leverage trade, but there's only $675 on the trade. And I'm up $6,000. So that just shows that, like, and I show this all the time, is like a lot of the trades that I'm in, like I'm up 10,000, some of the ones that are bigger. Sometimes we show big trades. Sometimes we show smaller ones. I was like, never know what that sweet spot of what people want to see is. Either way, a lot of the trades that I take, a lot of the scalps, right? Like we're making over $1,000, or at least in the mid to high hundreds, with hundreds of dollars, right? You don't need to be putting, like, these trades are a little bit bigger, right? Like this. This trade is, I have $6,700 on this trade and about $6,000 on this trade. This is a $12,000. This one's a $12,000 position. This one's a $70,000. A $40,000 position. But this is on 6x leverage, and this one's on 2x leverage, right? But when I'm in like a 20x trade, the one that I'm up $6,000 on right now is on 20x leverage with $675, I believe. So you don't need a ton of money to make a ton of money, but please don't use a ton of leverage if you don't understand how it works, right? So if you don't understand how it all works, please be careful with the leverage. But once you figure it out and once you understand how to use it as a risk management tool rather than a gambling outlet, which is what most people use it as, especially most people out there will use it as that. It's kind of hard, right? Like we flipped with the premium Discord. I actually was just showing this to them. This was a while ago, but we filled up an account with $1,000, and I was able to almost triple the account in about a week or two. Now, obviously, those results are not going to be guaranteed, or maybe not even likely for someone, especially if they're new, right? Those are going to be very unlikely results for a new person. But when you take the time and you spend the time to learn how to trade and not try to take a shortcut, right? It's not a get rich quick scheme. If you guys are watching anybody out there that's telling you like, yeah, just 100x, like, oh, we'll make $1,000 right now, like all that stuff is like, it's all a show, right? Like those people are probably losing way more money behind the scenes. It's like there's no real reason to take the trades. But they just want you to sign up with their links, right? Like I'm not like that. Leverage is very risky. But once you learn how to use it, you can see how you can take advantage of it. So, and Femex is one of my favorites. So definitely go check them out. You guys see me trade on Femex all the time, and I'm not worried about losing my money on here. And if I did, just understand, God forbid I did, I would not be like financially ruined, right? It would hurt, right? It would be like, oh God, that stung. But I would not be financially ruined, right? Because all my money is not in one place. So keep that in mind. So hopefully that helps you out, brother. Let's see. Shout out to Tomito. Shout out to you. Said, don't do it. I lost $5,000. Do not use leverage. Yes, if you are not experienced, please do not use leverage. But if you're more experienced and you understand how to manage your risk, there is no reason that you should be losing a ton of money, because simply put, you should be getting stopped out at small losses, right? I even showed the I showed my Zeta Markets P&L the other day. I actually haven't taken a trade on that account in a while, but it's all about taking smaller. I told you guys, I did this the other day, right? This is the secret to trading, right? This is literally the secret to trading. Like everybody wants the indicator. Everybody wants the giga-long setup, the big money, the big trade that's going to make them $1 million. It doesn't exist, right? I looked for that when I started trading too. It does not exist. A lot of other influencers will probably tell you it exists, right? Like, just get this indicator. You'll make $100 a day just by following this indicator. You can make way more than $100 a day, trust me. But it's not just going to be easy and based off one thing. It's a long journey, and it takes a lot of effort and discipline to become a profitable trader. But this is the secret to trading. I'm giving it away right here. Simply big wins, small losses. If you are making $1,000 on each trade and losing only $20 on your losses, right? If your wins are 100 and your losses are 20, you can lose a bunch of trades and still be profitable, right? And it doesn't even have to. You could even be better at managing your risk than that. But that is literally the key to trading. This is the secret, guys. It is managing your risk. It is a game of staying alive, not a game of getting rich, right? Because when you look at it as a game of staying alive, that's what will make you take the small losses and keep the big wins. And then that, over time, is what will make you rich. But everybody just wants an easy answer. And if it's too good to be true or too easy to be true, it probably is. Anyway, let's take a look at ICP here. Real quick, I'll pull up a, let me pull up a different chart. Where's our ICP chart? Come on, ICPA. Let's see, bada boom, US dollar. So here we are. Take a look at the daily, right? So obviously, we looked at this, I believe, yesterday. We ripped out of this volume profile, tested that POC, got rejected, lost this volume profile, and went where? Right to the value area high, couldn't hold the high, went back into the range. Where's the next likely place for price to go at this point? Definitely the POC and value area low, which is exactly what happened. This happened on the 18th, right? Then we got a bounce from the value area low, which is not unlikely. And where did we go? Right to the high. Then what do? We simply deviated above the high. Bada boom. Hit that previous value area low. This is where you want to look for shorts in anticipation of coming back into your range, going to the POC, and then going back down to the low. Bada boom, right? So that's how we got there, and this is why we trade the volume profiles. And to be honest, we kind of front ran that value area low. But money flow actually looks a bit different here on ICP. 2-day money flow is now just crossing over into the red. VWAP chilling below the 0 line. Daily VWAP rolling back to the upside. No divergence here. So this is probably a no trade zone for me. I would like to at least interact with this value area low. And let me actually change this because this is no longer relevant. Bada boom, get rid of that. And then I will pull this. Whoops. I will pull this Fibonacci retracement. Bada boom, bada bing. And yeah, this is if we lose this golden pocket, very likely we go down to the 786 value area low confluence, right? So man, this is really a no trade zone for me. It's in the middle of the range. Money flow is not the greatest right now. I mean, on the medium to lower time frames, maybe it doesn't look as bad. 2-hour money flow crossing over into the green. So simply put, I would be just trading this range. But for me right now, we're not at the high. We're not at the low. So it's a no trade for me, right? I would rather come up to the high for a higher probability short or come down to the low for a higher probability long. Simply put. So there you go. Okay, and yeah, I mean, that's pretty simple on ICP, to be honest. It looks very, very, very similar to everything else. Again, guys, shout out to CryptoFace. Just like he was in here yesterday and we said, like, money flow very rarely lies, right? And with this money flow coming out, and again, it does look a little better on ICP, to be honest, but that 2-day money flow just crossing over into the red. Can we get a, and this is to what Creighton C was super chatting, right? People will say, oh, you said it was going down, and then now we're pumping. What's happening, right? And this is just because a lot of people don't understand time frames. So, right, this is bearish, right? Money flow coming out is bearish. But people like, I don't remember what they said his name was, Adam. People like that will be like, what happened? We're bouncing now, right? But simply put, that's not how it works, right? This is bearish, but we could easily get bounces, right? If we get a 2-day green dot, we could easily bounce, right? And then this is where people are like, oh my God, what happened? You said it was going down and now it's going up. And the simple answer to that, guys, is I still think that we're bearish, right? Like, if that's the case, right? Like, money flow is still coming out, then we are still bearish, but we are just bouncing with the context of understanding that money flow on the high time frames is coming out, likely going to cause a bigger move to the downside, right? But there is noise in the market, right? So when we get that green dot, remember the green dots indicate noise. What would noise look like here? It would look like a lackluster bounce to the upside to put in a lower high and continue down, just like on Bitcoin, right? Green dot, lackluster bounce to put in a lower high. Where's that lower high likely to come in at? It's likely to come in at a golden pocket 786 retracement. That's where we take the short, bada boom, right to the downside. And this was based off daily money flow. When we bounced from here to here, right, people are probably screaming, oh my God, what the heck? You said you were bearish. Why are we pumping, right? And that's just simply a misunderstanding of how the charts work, right? Because we are bouncing, and we even scalp long to this. And that's the thing. Once you figure out the charts, you can make money on the long with the thought, right, with the overall bias of a lower high coming in. So you could scalp long this, but you got to be careful around that POC. And not only would you want to be careful, but you could even potentially flip short and make money on the way back down. And this is literally how we bing bong, AKA make money trading Bitcoin, whether the price is moving up or down. And with all that being said, guys, I think that's all the time we got for tonight's live stream. I appreciate every single one of you guys for tuning in and sticking around till the end here. And yeah, we'll have to see what happens. We'll have to see what happens here, guys. Money flow prevailed once again. Shout out to CryptoFace. If you guys want to sign up for Market Cypher, you could check the link in the description down below and use MCFrank20 to save 20% if you guys want to check it out. But we'll have to see what happens here, guys. Are we going to get the big dump? Money flow would say yes, or are we going to get some kind of fake out bounce to the upside? Right now, I am literally long. I'm in 3 longs, two bigger swing longs from much lower, around $40,000. I'm in the scalp long right now. Entry 57,448, right by this value area low. And it's like, we're not just, we don't just call this TA, guys. Like, we put our money where our mouth is. We take the trades. I take them on probably too many accounts. But, we'll have to see what happens, right? And simply put, the best case scenario is what we're in right now. If we bounce to the upside, simply put, I'll stop out of my short and all the longs will continue to pay me out. I've already taken profit on the short anyway, so it's a guaranteed winner once I move my stop loss to break even. And if we continue to dump, I'll stop out for a small loss. Keyword, small loss. That is the secret to trading, guys. Get stopped out of those longs for a small loss, and simply that short will continue to pay me out. And by stopping out of the long, I'm talking about the scalp, not my swing trades. But with all that being said, guys, I think that's all the time I got for tonight's live stream. Shout out to the deaf Chris Hodgepodge. Shout out to you, bro. How are you going to come in here with the name like The Deaf Anything and then ask for the music playlist? Shout out to you, bro. I'm just kidding. Actually, if you go to the Discord, I believe there is a link to our music playlist. We got some pretty fire bangers in there. But yeah, with all that being said, guys, I got to hop out of here. I will see you guys tomorrow. Same place, same time, right here, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Frank Candles YouTube channel. Pray for Bitcoin. Hopefully we can bounce. If not, we'll just make money while it's dumping. That's all I got. I'll see you guys next time. Hasta pasta. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
Feel like John Moran, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Feel like John Moran, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Yeah, I need it now, told him on the lay. I've been moving, dog, yeah, I'm on the way. I don't hear the talk, don't care what they say. I don't got no patience, I can't ever wait. I've been trying to get it, running up all these digits. And I've been in the gym, I've been up doing minutes. I just put in that work, told them it's strictly business. And I see through the face, they all just burning bridges. Feel like John Moran, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Feel like John Moran, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Yeah, they don't want it done like I want it, dog. Yeah, they say they want it, then they took the summer off. I've been going down the list, checking numbers off. I was checking on your numbers, told them something's off. I was at the bottom, now you know I'm climbing. Now they sending deals, they know I ain't signing. They been trying to sell it, they know I ain't buying. John Morant. Need a triple double. Told him check the stats. Yeah, I got a couple. I don't drive the ball. Now I never fumble. I'm the MVP. Now I feel like Russell. Feel like John Morant. Need a triple double. Told him check the stats. Yeah, I got a couple. I don't drive the ball. Now I never fumble. I'm the MVP. Now I feel like Russell.
Shout out to Hodgepodge. I tried to find the playlist for you. I don't know why this lower third pops up automatically. But I tried to find the lower third here. The lower third. I tried to find the playlist here for you, bro, in the Discord, but I couldn't find it. But I did find the link to the Femex Pulse, guys. Another way to get in there. Go check out Femex Pulse. Join the CandleMafia on there and earn some free PT or Femex token. So if you're into free money, go check that out. I was going to come in here and try to find that playlist for you at Rob the Crypto Snob. Maybe we could share that again at some point soon. But with all that being said, guys, that's all I got. I'll see you guys next time. Hasta pasta. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
Here we go. At the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the road, here we go, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming on my landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like. Yeah, you about to see me on demand like. You know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't ever going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah. On the road, here we go, here we go.
Shout out to Creighton C. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that super chat. Let's go.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the